Hello all you modelers out there in video land. Welcome to my first, theoretically anyway, this will be my first online build. I've been talking about this model on one of the modelling forums over the last couple of days, more specifically the aircraft. As you can clearly see, it's the Edward 48 scale Hellcat, the F6F5. In many people's, including my opinion, one of the dullest aircraft of World War II. A really utilitarian design. Very, very effective, no doubt about that, but very little in the way of attraction, really. Nevertheless, its record means that it's been very well kitted over the years, and rightly so. And last year, Edward released this model. They've released as a dual pack 2 Fleet Aeron variants, an F3 variant, and this F5 variant as a Profi pack. Typically Edward, in terms of the very well packaged parts. For some reason, in this model, when I opened it, there are 2 complete fuselage sprues. They've included the F6 F3 fuselage sprue with the windows, and the F6 F5 without the windows, which most firms have done in the past just by giving you a section of the canopy area to cut out and insert the window into. Edward went one step further and gave you 2 completely new fuselage halves. Quite why they've included both in what is boxed as an F6 F5 and only provides options for an F6 F5, I'm not sure. Nevertheless, a spare set of fuselage halves there for your money. We have a look at the other sprues. A sprue with all the interior and engine parts on it. Sprue with tail planes, flaps, spinner, some stores, and again bits of the interior, and a wing sprue. One small sprue with rockets. Included the 60-pound British variants and the high velocity aircraft rockets, the US style, which came in towards the end of the war. So plenty of options in there. As I said, it is a Profi pack, so you've got resin wheels and hubs there, a colour photo etch piece there, and masks for the canopies. So there's the basic rundown of the kit. Generally speaking, you'd start with the interior on this sort of thing. I'm not going to do that for this model. I'm going to leap straight ahead to the engine parts, and the intention is for me to leap in immediately with the engine cowling. So with that said, let's get going. So we've got the F6 F5 sprue here, as you can see, with the two cowling parts. As you can see, there are multiple cowlings on the other sprue. This other sprue is not going to be used for anything. I'll put that out of the way for now, just to make sure I don't get confused at any point. So according to the instructions, the cowling is simply 2 parts which go together. I'll use a pair of Zuron snippers to snip parts from the sprue. Nothing really to say there. Simple as that. What I generally tend to do is I don't trim away all of the moulding stub until after I've joined the halves together. What I'll do is I'll take a sanding stick of some description, and I'll make sure that what I've got, like that, is just a perfectly flat surface to glue together. Theoretically there's a small moulding pin in here which I've just promptly sanded away mostly, so I might as well just complete that job there. Adhesives, many types of adhesive. I tend to use, if I'm going to use a normal adhesive, my glue of choice these days is Tamiya Extra Thin. Vastly or rapidly becoming very popular among modelers, and for good reason. It's great stuff. So let's get going. So all I'm doing is just adding a little bit of glue to each half, just so I can get the cowling joined together. And I appear to have immediately come across quite a serious problem. And the problem being here that I don't know if you can see that. What I've got is a set of seriously warped cowling halves here. I'm just comparing the two. And it's actually difficult to know which piece of this is correct and which is warped, because they both have a fairly good shape. So what I'm going to do is snip off the fuselage halves. Just like so. See how the fuselage halves go together, and then I'm going to see which parts of which half of the cowling would appear to be the warped one by comparing it to its relevant fuselage half. I have to say yeah. So the starboard half, I don't know if you, I'm hoping you can see that, the starboard half appears to be a fairly good fit. The port fuselage half is, well, not to put too fine a point on it, there's probably 3 or 4 millimeters worth of warpage in there. I'll show you as best I can, like so. You can see the fit is frankly atrocious there. It all appears to be around the lower part of the cowling. So what I'm going to do is using brute force and ignorance, as is my wont. You can see the stress marks I've introduced just by simply bending that part, and we're nearly there already. So I'm just going to bend it a fraction more. Okay, so we've done that. So we've got a problem here with some serious warpage that I would really rather I got rid of very early on in the construction process. So what I'm going to do for now is I'm going to effectively dispense with the normal cement, and I'm going to try and hold this into shape with super glue. In order to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim the inside joining faces away slightly, so that I'll be creating an internal kind of V, an internal channel into which I can run super glue to reinforce that joint once I've forced it, hopefully, into the correct shape. Nothing special about this at all, just literally hacking away at the cowling there. A really quite quite surprising problem, I have to say, with an Edward kit. We're not used to this kind of problem with an Edward kit these days, and to have marched straight into it within 2 seconds of starting construction is a little disappointing, I have to say. So I'm just looking over my rack of glues, and I'm going to use initially. I'm going to use this grip extra thin cyano super glue. So I'm just going to put a little pool of it on the table on the piece of masking tape there, and I'm going to use a toothpick there to apply some of the glue. Before I do that, I've got some Zap foam safe accelerator, which will not actually attack the plastic. So I'm just going to put that off to one side in order that I can use that in a second to set the super glue very quickly when I've got it into shape. So as you can see, no problems at all.